Good morning, guys. Good morning. Hope everybody's having a good day so far. Tuesday, December 9th. Shout out my cousin Michael. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday. Hope everybody's having a good day so far. Tough night for the Eagles last night. I did stay up till the end of that game. Went to overtime. Lost in overtime. A whole bunch to go over. People are upset. Jalen Hurts had 4 interceptions and an additional fumble on one of the crazier plays you'll ever see. We could maybe do that with impact effects, but I'm sure a whole bunch of people are going to be blasted with that that video. Good morning, Dan. How are you doing, man? You already did the Wordle? We'll probably have to release a video today, guys. We're getting like no views on our... I picked the wrong Chargers throwback. Okay, interesting. We got an S to start and a D in it. I picked the wrong Chargers throwback because Phillip Rivers... There was news that Phillip Rivers is going to be working out for the Colts because they need a quarterback. So, kind of picked the wrong throwback. But hey, that news wasn't out. It's all good, Dan. I think hopefully we'll get it soon. We got the S to start. With the D in there. The D has to be... I don't know. Rivers is 44, Dan. And he's a grandfather. He would be the second. Good morning, Elena. How are you doing today? He would be the second grandfather to play in the NFL. The first was Brett Favre in 2010. I saw that stat last night. So we'll see. I mean, they need, because apparently they're Daniel Jones tore his Achilles over the weekend, and then apparently their backup got injured as well in the game. Best grandfathers in sports list? Maybe tonight, Dan? We gotta start making some commentary. We gotta get back into the making of the commentary. So if we think there's a hot take we gotta share, let's try to marinate on that today because one, we just gotta get back. We started doing more commentary, then we kind of gotten away from doing the commentary. It's just a good thing to switch it up. We're not chasing views. We're just trying to that's on me. I just released 2 throwback running back shorts in a row. I shouldn't be doing that. Should be changing it up a little more. Not like the fastball's coming at you live. Not like the fastball's not good, but when you see it a whole bunch of times, it's like you know what's coming. So we gotta change it up a little bit. We will. We'll be thinking of some hot takes. Maybe we'll say Jalen Hurts isn't the problem. Because I don't believe Jalen Hurts is the problem. I thought Nick Sirianni won. I thought physically he did not look good. He looked tired and stressed on the sidelines last night. And they made some questionable decisions. And it's just I know the season's not looking great for the Eagles right now. And yeah, maybe they're not the best team in the league. But, even when Jalen Hurts plays his worst game ever, arguably, one of them for sure, we'll get to those, Elena. We'll get to the questionable decisions. But even when he plays his worst game ever, they still almost won the game. So it's like the team still is good. Like the defense played great yesterday. So I don't know. It's just like if they just improve at all, they'd be really good. The Eagles didn't run enough clock at the end of the fourth quarter, Elena. They also missed the field goal at the end of the first half. I mean, there's a lot of little things went against them as well. So, Dan, that's kind of what you've always been saying. And it's like, yeah, he's not the... He might be lacking in some of those, capabilities of a quarterback. But that doesn't mean he's the problem. Because it's ultimately then the job of the coaches, coordinators to have him play his best, which he's certainly capable of doing. They're playing nervous, Elena says. Interesting. Yeah, I agree with that, Dan. They don't have the OC to be able to put him in the right spots. I mean, they should have won that game. It was weird though, It's like they did break that Saquon run, and they did have some big pass plays, but it's just lack of consistency. I agree with that, Dan. So, and the good news for the Eagles is they've got the Raiders next week, and then the Commanders, Bills, Commanders. So, and the Commanders are eliminated. So, like 3 of the next 4 games are against teams who are eliminated. However, we'll see if they win. We'll see if they win those 3 games. Because those teams won't be playing nervous, like Elena said. I almost think it ends in an S. It's like sleds. Sludge. Wordle in the morn this time, yeah. It's like never. Well, I agree, but like it's the D. The D doesn't go here. There's no word that starts SD. I mean, it could be here, but there we go, B-Wall. There we go, B-Wall. Okay, great guess. Could be snide. Can you hear me? It was a great guess. And sports related. Is it snide? I don't know any other words. All right, 3 out of 6 is good. 3 out of 6 is good for the morning, guys. I do think that Dallas might win out. I mean, the Dallas is playing pretty well right now. You want to do? Yeah, we'll do connections too. Dallas is playing really well right now. So the Eagles, we'll see what happens, guys. But yeah, let's cook up some commentary today. I'm thinking. Great guess. Cook up some commentary. Are we all right, guys? We lagging? Doesn't we shouldn't be. Anyway. What's good? You're saying for college football? Elena's saying no. What's going on right now, B-Wall? What are the connections, though? What was Elena's? Elena said court count. Consider, factor, include. Think about, bear in mind. Okay. Clown, honey, tiger, zebra. Striped animals. Striped animal kingdom. Striped animals. Then we got Dorothy, leprechaun, pride, unicorn. Also striped. Rainbow stripes, though. Rainbow stripes. And then what is this? Forehead wonder. Oh, beginning with number homophones. Fievel, forehead, toucan, wonder. I agree, Dan. There's a whole bunch of controversy right now about the college football playoff. We got it, guys. That was big. That didn't take us that long. Oh, you're saying for the NFL, Dan? Okay. 18-game season. Unfortunately, I feel like that argument is just like a non-starter. Like, they're just never going to get rid of playoff games. Well, college football, it's just like the committee, they had Notre Dame ranked above Miami all season long, and then they switched them at the end and said that the reason they switched them was the head-to-head game that they had, which happened at the beginning of the season. It just makes no sense. And plus, it's a committee. Like, it's funny, like, now in the age of AI, they're going to be like, we're going back to, like, a BC, like an AI committee. Well, I'm not saying they will, but that it just becomes like that is the BCS system. Uh-oh, we're lagging, guys. Maybe. Is that why you guys are saying hi, waving? I'm like, why did uh-oh. Why'd they put James Madison in there? It might not be. It might be Elaine. I don't know. I just assume that B-Wall does that because it's laggy and he doesn't know if he's live or not. But maybe he just... It doesn't show for me, Brian. It just said hi. Seems like it. Plus, it makes me like guess, like what? I guess James Madison got, and Tulane is in there too, right? Tulane's the 11 seed. James Madison is the 12 seed, I believe. I mean, I'm not saying they're not good teams, but Ole Miss is favored by 17.5, and Oregon is favored by 21.5. Good morning, Juliet. How are you doing? What did you think about the game last night? Did you stay up the whole way? I mean, if you're going to have the 5 seed be playing a team like Oregon got the 5 seed. They didn't even win their conference championship. And they're favored by 21.5 points. So it's like they're not guaranteed to win, but they're saying it's a 90. They're saying like Oregon, like, yeah, Oregon's not guaranteed to win, but they're like, what, 95% chance to win or something like that. And same thing with Ole Miss, basically. 17.5 point favorites over Tulane. And then, yeah, the other games are closer. Texas A&M versus Miami and Alabama versus Oklahoma. I mean, it's just like if you're going to have 12, you might as well have 16. Because Texas Tech, which is on a bye, is going to then have to play Oregon next round. Like, or Indiana, their first matchup is going to be against Alabama or Oklahoma. Like, give them the matchup that they're going to win easily, if that makes any sense. You know? Or 8. It's just like, we've been doing the brackets a lot. You know? It's like, you should do 8 or 16 or 4. Dan, I like you arguing for the 4-team NFL playoff. I mean, I do believe that playoffs, it would make the regular season better too. Because, like, right now the Eagles are like, oh, that's exactly, Dan. That's a good point. 4-team CFP, NIT, but nobody will go for that. Although then maybe you could have those 2 winners play. People might like that. I don't know. Should we call for that? Is that a crazy idea, Dan? Guys? 4-team playoff versus the 8-team nah. People wouldn't go for that. That's too craziness. Looks good, B-Wall. I like I like you calling for the 4-team NFL playoff. I do believe it would make the regular season games matter more. Like this, like the Eagles' loss last night would be huge. You know, it's like if only We can put it on TikTok then. We just got to write a script. Because like TikTok wants this type of controversy commentary. Maybe we keep it off the YouTube, but I'm thinking we can put this stuff on TikTok. And if it pops on TikTok, we'll put it on YouTube. It's true. All right, let's call for it. Elena says she likes when teams still have a chance. Well, we can make that counterpoint. Like the old school pennant in baseball, you know? It used to be just the World Series. There were no playoff games other than the World Series. It was just the team with the best record from the AL versus the team with the best record from the NL in the World Series. And then now you got, wild card, the ALDS, NLCS. But like, do the Eagles, if the season ended today, you'd be like, yeah, the Eagles don't deserve to go to the playoffs. I guess they're in position to. It's too crazy, but it's right. Yeah, it'll never happen. It will never happen. Unfortunately, that's why it's like, I don't know. I just don't see it happen. It's just the playoff games. The NFL loves them so much. If anything, there are going to be more playoff games somehow. I don't know how they would do that, but. It is true, Dan. I mean, you don't have nearly as many guys playing super long careers, it seems. High intensity, shorter seasons. Congrats, B-Wall, on the fantasy. I had a rough fantasy year. I mean, baseball was alright. Baseball was decent, but football was rough. There's the Georgia G. Same as the Green Bay G. Cincinnati's pretty much eliminated from the playoffs. I wonder, they could beat Baltimore next week, though. You got your glass slippers on? Oh, so you got your Cinderella going to the ball? Cinderella going to the ball? All right, guys. We might end up calling for we might end up calling for some college or some NFL playoff reforms. But we do have a pretty major former squad matchup coming up this week that we got to highlight. We got Detroit at LA, Rams, Stafford up against the former squad. Maybe if we start previews on Tuesday, I'll get them released, guys. start previews on Tuesday. Already preview it. Dan, this is what Dan hates about WIP. We only talk about football. It's Tuesday. We do have the Flyers playing tonight. Guys, almost over the cold. They hit last week. Almost completely over it. Flyers against San Jose tonight. Let's go, Fly guys. B-Wall's got his glass slippers on. I mean, guys, we were ahead of the story. We were calling for the Chiefs, the narrative of the Chiefs to miss the playoffs. We were calling for that like three weeks ago. And it ended up happening. I think we got to make one highlighting Matt Stafford going up against the former squad, Detroit. I mean, how long was he with Detroit for? Like 10 years? More? Wow, Matt Stafford has had like an unheralded career. He's only made the Pro Bowl twice. He might go out and win MVP this season. Dan, it was 09. By the way, it was from 09 to 2020. That is like if you look at all these numbers, you look at the awards as I'm getting targeted ads for my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. I'm just kidding, guys. But only 2 Pro Bowls, and one of them happened like a couple years ago. Like, no All-Pros. No All-Pros. So, super unheralded career. And now he's 37. He might win MVP this season. We can check the... Who are the favorites right now? It's Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford and Drake May. It seems like they're the two. No, it is. Great song. Great song. Great song. I mean, they've got the 3rd ranked passing offense in the league, 4th ranked total offense. I'm talking about the Rams. Fourth most points. The fewest interceptions. That was crazy, guys. Jalen Hurts throwing 4 picks last night. I was even like looking ahead of the game. I didn't say it, but oh, Dan. All right, yeah, we're definitely gonna do like, but this is what we're gonna do, guys. We're gonna lead with the Matt Stafford story, maybe with some hot takes, some hot commentary tossed in there. Dan's giving some great stuff. Dan, you're saying the Fly Guys might be selling? Is that if they like, but they're playing pretty well right now. I guess because they're in such a tough division. That's going back a little bit, but I think we lead with the Matt Stafford story, and then we can discuss some of the briefly. Well, we'll see how far we get. Well, we'll talk about if not for Brady and Peyton. What about Mahomes though, Dan? Because we could have a line like that, like Stafford bridged the era between Brady and Peyton and Mahomes and Burrow or whatever. I mean, he's killing it this year. Absolutely slaying it. Stafford had no team, no coach. All right, Dan, I gotta start writing some of this stuff down, dude. We'll say, how about we say like the MVP conversation is over? That should be clickbaity enough. Herbert is kind of played like a baller yesterday. Herbert's good. He didn't make the best. I mean, he didn't make the best decisions or throws. He turned the ball over a whole lot. Calvin Johnson, not too shabby. It's true. Dan Flynn, we're going to say that the conversation for MVP is over. Do you agree with that? I mean, or do you think Drake May has a shot? Trying to make... Our Eagles last night. It's a rough game. No, I'm saying Jalen Hurts is not the problem. It's the people above him. I'm a little concerned about Nick Sirianni. Didn't make the best decisions last night. Now, Jalen Hurts didn't make the best decisions either. 2 out of 53 isn't going to cut it. I got to get some of Dan Chakowski's lines up in here, though. Trying to get some spicy hot takes with some sports commentary. Going to enter some contests. This is the one we settled on. We were already thinking about calling for a playoff reform. Is Jackson Dart still going to get Rookie of the Year? I think so. I haven't checked. I think so. Juliet. If Juliet's still here, did you see that Alex Earl and Braxton Berrios broke up and that Alex Earl has been linked to Jackson Dart? Now that, I was like, Jackson Dart. It could be Ibuka, B-Wall. I haven't looked at the odds. Oh, no. They're saying Cam Ward now? Shoot. No, it's going to be this guy on Carolina, McMillan, Tetaroa McMillan. Jackson Dart still's got a shot though. If Jackson Dart comes, I should have cashed out. AP Defensive Player of the Year that is certainly over. Right now, Dart is in second place behind McMillan from the Panthers. Anyway, it looks so our boy Jackson Dart better ball out and not focus on dating TikTok stars. Dan Flynn, I just don't think Jalen Hurts is going to do what he's told to do. You know? That's what I believe. I don't know what DM you're referencing, Juliet. It's just like it's kind of like they had it like for second and 10. Was it second and 10 and then they threw 2 incompletions and gave the Chargers. Like, the Chargers barely got into field goal range. If they had to burn their timeouts and didn't have the 2-minute warning, the Eagles' defense was playing better than the offense was yesterday. So, all right, well, okay, it was fake, Juliet. Okay, well, then maybe our boy Jackson Dart is staying focused and is going to go ball out and win that Rookie of the Year. He better. Stafford, okay. All right, Dan. I gotta start getting some of these lines up in here, man. We'll say Stafford. We'll just get this behind Brady, Manning, and Big Ben. Wow. And he did it with the Lions. Garbaggio. Garbaggio? No, Garbaggio. Saquon did break that run yesterday, but I agree that it's just that's why we're not blaming Jalen Hurts, even though he could have played a little better maybe, but the Eagles were still in position to win that game somehow, some way. If not for Brady and Peyton, he'd be the best QB of our generation. I might put him above Peyton. I love that. Stafford was a high school. What is it, Lakeland? Is it Lakeland or something in Texas? It's coaching, Juliet. Coaching. Head coach, offensive coordinator problems. Yeah, Nick Sirianni, because he hires underqualified coaches. Calvin Johnson was not too shabby. We did release a Calvin Johnson video a couple weeks ago. Offense playing scared. Elena said it was, what was Elena saying? Playing nervous. It did look like they were about to win. OC can't call plays, I know. Get him back in the booth. Listen to Nick Foles. Was he in the... They didn't really show Kevin Patullo on the broadcast. The offense doesn't know what they're supposed to do. Are we talking Brian Dawkins from Jacksonville? And Mike Quick? I don't know who's the greatest receiver. T.O.? I mean, he was only there for a season and a half, but... Ask for a hammer, they get a washcloth. Who's the wide receiver? Harold Carmichael? I'll be right back, guys. All right, took me only 3 guesses, I guess. Got it after 3. 3 guesses wasn't terrible. Three guesses. Dan Flynn, do you think that the Commanders beat the Eagles for any? They got 2 games against the Eagles. Are the Commanders are they just packing it in for the rest of the year? I mean, they got blown out by the Vikings and they played Jaden Daniels. They got 3 wins. They might as well just play for draft position at this point. Tank mode. So go 0-2 against the Eagles, possibly. What do you think? Because the Eagles, despite their free fall, they got the Raiders and then the Commanders twice. One tough game against the Bills, but tank mode. Well, they could lose out, Juliet. If they lose out, they won't. But if they don't lose out, they probably just need to win 2 more games. What? 3 is the magic number? All right, I gotta get by the Bears. We were looking, I'm hoping they play like the 49ers in the first round. That's what I'm hoping for. Somehow, I maybe hope the Packers. I would not want to play the Bears again. Yeah, that. Who are the Bears playing this week? Bears are going to get a dub. They're playing the Browns. That's why we're talking about this game. We got Lions, Rams, Stafford up against his former squad. Probably going to be the game of the week with Tom Brady there. Yeah, well, I know, Dan. I mean, it's like literally. But that's how good the Eagles. That's how good the players on the Eagles are. Like even when they play, even when even at their worst, they can win or almost win, doing everything wrong, seemingly. This is going to be pretty funny. I just got to deliver it well. Oof. Bunk fourth wheel. Yeah, exactly. That's a good point, Dan Flynn, about the Eagles needing to get younger. It's like they've had this core for a while now. They've had this core for a while now. They've had Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown for a while now. Saquon, second year. How many carries did Tank Biggs? I mean, Saquon played well last night for the most part, but they didn't really give him the ball in the second half. They, like, questionable play calling, which is why we go back to not really blaming Jalen Hurts today. Personally. I'm sure there's plenty of Jalen blame to go around. Plenty of Jalen blame going around on the airwaves right now, guys. That's for sure. Interesting, Dan. It's not defensive coaches, I know. I mean, the defense was without their best player yesterday. And they got 7 sacks. And, like, forced how many fumbles? Yeah, Cooper DeJean played great, Juliet says. Saquon is just... He's not playing like their best player this year, though. Maybe it's possibly like saving it for the playoffs, you know? Trying to save it. Save your best effort for the playoffs. But then you get in slides like this, and it's hard to turn it around. Getting clamped by the trash OCs. Do you think Trevor Lawrence, low-key MVP sleeper? So you don't agree? Well, that's why we're gonna this is our commentary we're gonna record for this week, or at least for today. That NFL MVP conversation is over. I agree with that, Dan Chakowski. There's little bounce in their step, you know? They're not imposing their will. So much for the Eagles having the best offensive line in football. I mean, hopefully they could turn that conversation around, you know, but that's been the strength. of their Super Bowl runs. One of them, having the best offensive line in football. Definitely think we got to get, I don't know, do some different stuff with the play calling. Pat's going out first game in the playoffs? Is that what you're saying, Dan Flynn? That's a bold call. Are you not a Drake May believer? Now, guys, my gentleman's bets have turned around. I said that Jordan Love love that point, Dan. You knew everybody was pumped. Do you think it's possibly because they're injured? Lane Johnson has dealt with a lot of injuries. Landon Dickerson dealing with a lot. Cam Jurgens been injured this year. The line's dealt with a lot of injuries. Do you think that takes its toll? Yeah, I agree. We've looked at the Pats' schedule, and they've had a very easy schedule, to your point, Dan Flynn. And that's why we're saying the NFL MVP conversation is over. After Matt Stafford, what's a good verb to say? What's he going to do to his former squad? Takes revenge on? That's not really a verb. It's a compound verb. Skewers. Cooks. It should be a good game, though. The file upsets. Avenges. I'm sure he's played the Lions before since he's been on the Rams. So it's probably not the first time he's played the Lions. I kind of agree with you, Dan Flynn. The Pats have one of the top passing offenses in the NFL, but then you got to consider they haven't really, who they've played, and then come playoff time, some of those passes might not be as easy to complete against more difficult competition, some playoff defenses. So I don't. It's a hot take, but it's not. I like where you're coming from. I'm just happy that I'm not happy because of being right, but Jordan Love has started to play a little better, guys. Packers are kind of looking like contenders. My gentleman's bet that Jordan Love will play in a conference championship game before Drake May. It's looking a little better. It was looking bleak for a couple weeks there after I made the bet, but since then it's turned it around a little bit. So guys, we're saying the NFL MVP conversation is over. And this Sunday at 4:25, when the Lions go to the Rams, Matt Stafford is going to host his former team while undergoing a career renaissance. People forget just how good Matt Stafford was in Detroit. As Dan Chikowski said, if not for Brady and Peyton, he's the best QB of a generation. Unheralded, too. He's probably going to... He might end up taking the lead in that. I mean, Brady... Matt Stafford is at 39. Big Ben at 41. Peyton Manning at 43. Tom Brady at 46. Gotta do Defile, Brian says. What's up, B-Wall? You are live, dude. You are live. Guys, we started out today, when we're saying it's not Jalen Hurts' fault what happened last night. I'm a little concerned about the coaching staff, their decision making, their mindset, how their message is translating to the team. Yeah. We're live, guys. 10:42 now. Thanks for being here. Tuesday, December 9th. Shout out my cousin Michael. Happy birthday, Michael. Got a good... Talking about... whether or not Drake May and the Patriots are paper tigers or not. They've got a tough game this week they host the Bills. I think they did beat the Bills already this season. That's like their signature win. They beat the Bills at the Bills. The rest of the teams they beat, they beat the Bucks, the Panthers. Like, those are in terms of record, those are the best teams they've beat. Bills, though, by far is their signature dub. So the Bills have a shot for revenge. Bills are road favorites. Stream ain't over till we get 100 likes. That would be a lot. We gotta crack. How about we crack double-digit likes? Double-digit likes first. We do have to release a video, though, guys, because we got nothing getting views on YouTube right now. Literally not. Well, except for our live here right now. So, thanks for being here, guys. Six likes. Let's go. Where are the vids? Where are the vids? Well, we are going to probably take... It's, the vids are coming out. We've released over 100 shorts on YouTube. Over 100. So they're coming. You see them coming out? I'll take a peek at the backlog, though. I mean, backlog is huge. It's almost intimidatingly long. Bruce Smith. We got a Bruce Smith video. We're working. I've already started working on the Bruce Smith video. Got a lot. Got a lot. What's your question? What's the last vid? What does that mean? I don't understand. This is our backlog, guys. Sebastian Janikowski. A lot Philip Rivers. Philip Rivers picked the wrong. Although I do like the LaDainian Tomlinson, the Untouchable Artist short that we released. I do like it. Picked the wrong throwback one because then Philip Rivers. Philip Rivers is being worked out by the Colts. We'll see. I mean, he might start this week. Time to get to work. That's what we're doing here, bro. Hey, appreciate the support, guys. I know. Philip Rivers had interesting throwing motion, but it was very fun to watch. And then to see it like that, like a long pass coming from that release. Vincent Jackson, RIP. Janikowski, legend. He did like his Fiestas. Guys, I don't think Sebastian Janikowski. We did a list, top 10 or bracket, last Thirsty Thursday. Top 10 athletes you would want to party with. I don't know if we put Janikowski on that list. We probably should have. Johnny Unitas, the OG. Anyway, this list is long. It could get longer. But for now, we got to lock in on this commentary, guys. Because we're going to be entering there are a bunch of contests available on TikTok. He totally deserved to be on that list, in that bracket. What other games? We got Bills Patriots this week. Bills. The Bills have a chance to avenge their early season loss. To their division rival. That's actually a good that's a good segue. We can talk about the Lions at the Rams first, calling Matt Stafford the MVP, and then segue to Drake May. You think of Gaudreau? Damn. Damn. R.I.P. Are we on? Hello? Guys, I don't know what just happened there. Are we on? Get some W's in the chat. Anything in the chat? Let me know that you guys are here if you're here. That was weird. What happened there? 10:50? Thanks, guys. Did I just like go frozen for a hot second there or something? It just... Thanks, guys. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. Thanks for being here. I don't know what just happened. It just looked to me like we lost all connection for a second there. Thanks for being here, guys. The time is 10:51, B-Wall. 10:51. So we got Bills at Patriots this week. Bills are road favorites. I didn't panic. Frank, welcome, Frank. You joined and froze the show. I don't think it was you though. I don't think it was you. But thanks for being here. We're saying that we're trying to write some commentary, guys. So if anybody wants to give me some hot takes to incorporate in our commentary for this week or today, let me know. We're synced up. Trying to check it in from the bar. Facts. 777, guys. Got to remember that. Jalen is limited. We're not blaming Jalen, though. I would rather blame not Jalen. I think it's coaching staff. Coaching staff, most likely. All right, we got Bills, road favorites at the Patriots. Who's Trevor Lawrence has got the Jets this week? They better handle business. I do kind of like calling. How different do you think the NFL would be if there were no salary cap? I think it would be... It'd just be more similar to baseball. Like, I guess, like, the Browns would be worse. I think there'd be less parity. Barry Switzer won the Super Bowl. Dan Flynn, I just don't know if Saquon is their best player this season. Thanks for being here, guys. Barry Switzer won the Super Bowl. It's true. Dan, I think if there were no salary cap, it would be more similar to baseball. Cooper DeJean is their best player. Last night, I would say maybe Nakobe Dean. Or actually, our boy Jordan Davis played really well last night. The defense played well. You could pick out several players. Adoree Jackson made some good plays even. I thought, guys, a major call that we haven't talked about it all day is they called pass interference on Quinyon Mitchell. And that was a major play that gave them the Chargers a first down. I believe on their game-tying drive where they went to tie to kick a field goal. Quinyon Mitchell is one of the better cornerbacks in the league, and he doesn't get called for pass interference. I thought that was not pass interference. Also, again, another piece of... I hate it when they bring in the old officials. When they bring in the old officials to back up the new officials. The Zebras did have a pretty big effect on that game yesterday. They really did. So, You got waved all the way to the top. What's the trick? What's the trick, B-Wall? All right, guys. So we got a couple games we're looking forward to already for next week. Lions at the Rams. Likely, we'll just say future MVP Matt Stafford hosts his former team while undergoing a career renaissance. Future MVP. Like the sideline, did anybody stick around for Justin Herbert had a little bit of a media faux pas? Like, it wasn't Lisa Salters maybe? Was trying to track Justin Herbert down after the game, and he was like running away from her. He's like, I'm trying to go celebrate with my teammates. And then he like realized and then he like gave some like answers to her. I don't know. It is. I'm like, that's not why we watch sports personally. That's not why I watch sports. I don't need to hear Justin Herbert's breakdown immediately after the game. You know, that's not. So I mean I just understandable, but unfortunately, it is. I'm sure it's contractually obligated. It has to be. I haven't seen those papers, but definitely contractually obligated. So Herbert is good. I mean, he didn't make any throw. He doesn't make all the best decisions. He's almost similar to Jalen Hurts in a way, you know. But he did go out there and compete. So he played well yesterday, for the most part. He did make some turnovers though. Our boy Jalen Hurts, it was looking good early in the drive and overtime. It was looking good. And then they threw a big interception. It was a good play, though. This is a very athletic interception. Cornerback tipped it to the safety. Herbert's a poor man Stafford. It's a good comp, Dan. It's a good comp because he's not as good as Matt Stafford, at least yet. It's a very good comp, I would say. But he is, like, extremely talented, like Matt Stafford. But Stafford has, like, almost 2 decades worth of experience at this point. Great arm, no brain. Yeah. But it now, this is going to be the next short B-Wall. We're going to record this video. I guess it might. No, it's not only divisional games. There are a lot of divisional games next week. Not only, though. Green Bay at Denver. Green Bay at Denver's going on at the same time as the Lions at the Rams. Trevor owns him head to head. Denver is paper tiger. So is that a Super Bowl matchup? we got to... I mean, that is a Super Bowl rematch right there. Super Bowl preview? Question mark. Green Bay at Denver. Denver Paper Tiger. I don't think so. I mean, I'm not saying they're going to the Super Bowl, but I don't think they're Paper Tiger. Trevor is not the brightest. I think Denver might have a tough schedule because Denver plays. Denver plays Green Bay this week, and then I think they play the Jags the following week. Yeah. Yeah, Denver's got a tough. We'll say that in the video. Denver has a tough end of the year schedule. They play the Packers and then the Jags, then go to the Chiefs and finish it out against the Chargers. I think if you look at that, if we're talking scripts, you guys hear Joe Buck make a joke about the script on the broadcast last night. If we're talking scripts, I mean, they would love that game to be for the division, and maybe that way the New England media hype machine would have the first place seed. I mean, the Broncos could lose. They could lose to the Packers. Big game. That's Jags. I was thinking that, Frank. I was saying it's kind of a Jags spot to lose against the Jets. But they've got the Mo right now. Dan Flynn's touting the Mo. But it's a tough end of the year schedule for the Broncos. Packers, Jags, Chiefs, Chargers. So we'll find out if they're Paper Tiger or not. I mean, that's basically a playoff schedule. An inverse trip to the Super Bowl, something like that. Who knows? Denver Paper Tiger, Broncos. Denver's in a fight for the number 1 seed with New England currently. That's a good point, Dan. Denver's the team that showed the Eagles are a Paper Tiger. They were the first ones to expose. And even that game, the Eagles, they should have won that game too. It's like the games they got, I don't know. They might. The 2023 parallels are up and rising, guys. Up and rising. But hopefully they can turn it around. I mean, you guys see they put the bunny in the locker room. I mean, so much for the bunny. And plus, I heard people saying, it's almost preferable for the Eagles to play in LA. That was not a difficult road environment. There were as many Eagles fans, if not more. That's a good point, Dan. Well, if you say, are you serious about the pick in the Raiders, Frank? If you're, I hope not. Raiders should be tanking, shouldn't they? I mean, they might have the number 1 pick as of now. I'm not sure, actually, but They should be tanking. That would be bad. That would be really bad. That's true, Dan. Even if, well, that's the point. That's what the Eagles are up against this year. Is like every team, even the tanking one, it's like, well, you know, we want to prove that we can beat the Super Bowl champs, the defending champs, the Eagles. They've been getting everybody's best shot, and they haven't really dealt with it that well. So you're saying the Eagles clinch the division? I don't think they can clinch the division. Can they? Also in Philly news, switching sports, but apparently the Pirates offered a contract to Kyle Schwarber. What's good, B-Wall? Pirates just offered a 4-year deal to Kyle Schwarber. The Eagles clinch with a win, so they'd be 9-5. But can't Dallas win out? Dallas is 6-1. Couldn't Dallas win out? I'm not saying that. I'm just questioning. I'm not trying to question. I'm just saying can't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dan Flynn. Dallas is 6-1, and the Eagles are 8-5. And there are 4 games remaining. So I just don't. I guess they do kind of effectively. They've got 2 games against the tanking Commanders, 1 game against the hapless Raiders, and then a game against the Bills for the Eagles. Guys, we're saying the NFL MVP conversation is over. Highlighting a former squad matchup. But I think it's future MVP Matt Stafford, B-Wall, hosts his former team while undergoing a career renaissance. People forget just how good Matt Stafford was in Detroit. If not for Brady and Peyton, do we throw Big Ben in there? Nah, we'll just say if not for Brady and Peyton, he's the best QB of a generation. Trying to get some hot takes out there, guys. Hot takes that we have receipts that can defend us at the same time. So, and also trying to do previews at the same time. So previewing. That one is for Dan Chakowski, 100 P. But we also checked it. I mean, Matt Stafford is the favorite to win MVP right now. He is. Second in that race is Drake May. So that'll be our second preview in terms of this preview / commentary video. Drake May is second in the MVP race behind Stafford. The Bills have a chance to avenge their early season loss to their division rivals. They're coming in as road favorites. The win over the Bills that the Pats had early in their season is their only signature win and the best team they've beat by far. So if they beat them twice, it would temper the Pats media hype machine, but they're actually paper tigers narrative that we've been pushing. But I like the Bills this week, guys. I mean, anybody have any thoughts? They took away the ability to waive for you guys. So, guys, we're going to start off by saying the NFL MVP conversation is over. We're going to highlight the Lions-Rams game, future MVP. They capped you on the waves, dog. Too many waves. Too much wave. You're going to crash the stream. Good. They're clamping you. Good. They clamp you so I don't have to. Then we'll go talk about the Bills-Patriots game, guys. Anybody have any little nuggets they want me to toss in here? Please share them. They waive limited. Elena says LFG. Yeah, you're limited to 1,000 waves a day. How many times have you said hi and waved today? 1 billion. Drake May. And then actually this is actually good because we're kind of ticking down the list of MVPs. Drake May, Josh Allen, he could be considered for MVP, but it's probably not going to win this year. You want them to let you waive? Then we got Green Bay at Denver. Trevor closing in hard. The Jags win out. Where was Trevor Lawrence? Let me double check. I didn't see him on the race. Matt Stafford, Drake May. This is actually perfect because this is from NFL.com. They got Matt Stafford 1, Drake May 2, Josh Allen 3, Jordan Love 4, Dak Prescott 5. They didn't list. I agree with you. He is rising hard. Juliet, why are you deleting Dan Flynn's message? Dan Flynn, you were clamped by one of the moderators accidentally? She didn't mean to, though. She didn't mean to. Trevor Lawrence is closing in hard, but he's still not listed. I mean, I guess the media hype machine for the Jags it's not going yet. Dan Flynn, that's your job. I mean, you're here pushing the narrative. You're here driving the conversation. Appreciate it, Trevor. So NFL.com didn't list him. Let's see where the sports books have him. I mean, it's kind of disrespect to Trevor, not going to lie, which is good. They still got Jalen Hurts listed. Wow. It's looking like Matt Stafford or Drake May, followed by Jordan Love, Josh Allen, Dak. But even Dak is it's really the races between Matt Stafford and Drake May. Jordan Love and Josh Allen, if you want to. We can add it in there. Trevor's going to win 12 ball games, pushing for a 2 seed. I didn't say that Jalen Hurts should win MVP this year. He might win it eventually, but it's not going to be this year. That would be talking about all-time turnaround Tuesdays. That would be a turnaround. They took your crown. Meanwhile, Juliet's got the crown now. I'm not saying that Jalen Hurts should be MVP. I mean, I for the most part, I agree with what the NFL is saying right now on their list to be who's going to be MVP. We like being ahead of the curve, Dan Flynn. Thanks for pushing us, for stripping off the AFC South bias of the national media. It's true, Jags are in first place. Jalen Hurts, fifth best player on his team. I'm not saying that he should win MVP. I'm just saying I don't blame Jalen Hurts for the loss last night. He didn't play his best. Could have played better, but he also could have been put in a lot better scenarios, situations. Matt Stafford has the fourth most fourth quarter comebacks ever, behind Brady, Manning, and Big Ben. He did it with the Lions. Garbaggio surrounding him. And by the time his career is over, he might lead that. He might be in first place on that list. Drake May, about second behind Stafford. Josh Allen might make, if Josh Allen slays the Pats this week, he could make a late run. For MVP consideration. Even though we're already saying that the race is over. All right, guys, I'll be right back. One second. Thanks for being here, guys. Give me 1 minute. Just happy Mahomes is not on the list. I mean, had the Chiefs won like just another game or two, he would be. He would be. I mean, he's playing pretty well this year, I would say. Arguably should be MVP, you know, despite not being on the list. But no, you're right, Dan. You're right. Pos Jags. I mean, Liam Cohen might win. Liam Cohen might win Coach of the Year. I'm a little upset that Jackson Dart has taken a spill in terms of Rookie of the Year. I still got my Dart for ROI slip. Got a couple of them. Pos Ben Johnson with the Bears Coach of the Year. Chiefs Ravens are not done. I agree with you. I'm certainly not saying that the Chiefs are done. The Ravens got a tough game this week. They got the Bengals. Who do you like in that one? Bengals Ravens. That's a tough one. Yeah, the Bengals, I think the Bengals are all but statistically eliminated. Like, they're basically eliminated. But they're going to come out and play ball. That's what I believe. So, I think the Ravens have a tough one this week against their divisional rival. Dan's happy that Mahomes isn't on the list. Oh, Joe Burrow, Dan? I think. Bengals gave Bills win. I was watching some of that game. Unfortunately I missed the end of it. So I can't. I hear you. John Harbaugh's seat getting warm in Baltimore. Are the Steelers going to win that division just to keep Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh? Who leaves first? Mike Tomlin from Pittsburgh or John Harbaugh from Baltimore? Kelsey needs to go. Where would Kelsey go? Kelsey ain't going anywhere. I just don't think he would. I don't see him leaving. I feel like the league loves that too. Kelsey to the Eagles. Although, I mean, Dallas Goedert is one of the Eagles is Mr. Taylor Swift. Exactly. So, what, are we saying it's his last year? Who's going to leave first, guys? Harbaugh from Baltimore or Tomlin from... Geez, the 49ers, I just keep looking. The 49ers have the Titans this week. They just have had the easiest schedule. They did beat the Rams. That's a good win. They've played the Rams twice. But another win the Jags have. The Jags have a win over the 49ers. Coming at you live still here, guys. I just think 49ers are major paper tigers. Majorly. So I'm hoping for it do seem to happen like that, Dan. Dallas Goedert is still he played great last night. One of their better offensive weapons. Do you see any scenario where Sirianni goes, though? I don't see any scenario where he goes. I think he still gets at least another year. Even if they make the playoffs, there's just no way that they move on from Sirianni. I would have a hard time seeing it. But it's possible, I guess, but I don't think so. They'd have to lose out, I believe. I believe that the Eagles would have to lose out for... No one does less with more than Nick Sirianni. It's a good point. That's a great way of saying it, Dan Flynn. It's like the Eagles, they managed to do so little with so much talent. Is that a conversation to have, though? Is the talent still there, though, guys? Are they still as talented as they were last season? Does Howie deserve any of the blame to go around? I mean, we know we're just trying to share some blame today here, guys. Not trying to have Jalen Hurts, our boy, shoulder 100% of that L last night. So trying to share some blame around there. Yeah, it's a good point, Daz. Dan Jakowski's been making this point for weeks that, as he just said, they need a better offensive coordinator that's not Sirianni's boy. When they had Shane Steichen, they went to the Super Bowl. When they had Kellen Moore, they won the Super Bowl. And I agree, Dan. With all Dans. It's a good CEO coach. I mean, but do we actually see him leaving this year? I just don't. Well, that was Dan. I was just thinking, Dan Jakowski, like, if they fire him, he'd get another job right away. So you think he may not even get another job? That'd be interesting. See, I would think like the Raiders would hire him. It's true, but then they went and won the Super Bowl, though. You know, Dan Flynn, like, and what? So does Howie deserve any blame for like the Kevin Patullo situation going on? Because I mean, ultimately, I guess Howie's the head. Howie Jeffrey Lurie, head of the organization. Do they deserve any of the blame? Take some off of our boy. Howie deserves, but yeah, exactly. He shouldn't be doing that. But I guess, did he let that happen after this? They won the Super Bowl, I guess. I mean, Howie's definitely untouchable. Howie's got a longer leash than pretty much anybody in sports right now in terms of front office. I believe. Well, that's interesting, Dan, because see New York Jets, it's true. Nick Sirianni shouldn't be making the hires. That's what this season has proved. I agree with that. The Eagles organization has been it is the Dougie P situation. And that's like Dan Flynn said. Howie picked Matt Patricia. Yeah, it's true. It's true. But maybe the ball was rolling too far down the hill at that point, There was nothing to be done. So hopefully, I don't know. Are we in that same scenario right now? Denver's coming off a bye, I believe. No, they're not. Who'd they beat last week? They beat some crappy team, didn't they? Raiders. Yeah, so it's like, why did he let the Kevin Patullo? I guess because he. Yeah, it was just that was the. But don't you think? I mean, but Moore had the opportunity to go be a head coach. You know, Dan Chikowski. It like he had to go take that job. You know, it's just asking a lot because it's like you don't know if that opportunity's. It's like that's turning Tim to turn that down. It's like you don't. Well, what if? I agree. Like this season would look very different. Probably. I agree it would look very different with Kellen Moore as offensive coordinator for the Eagles, but you just don't know if that opportunity is going to come back around. So you kind of have to say yes in his situation, his first head coaching job. Plus, like I'm sure they gave him some type of job security, like. We know you're not going to compete next year or something. Like, he's probably going to be there for 2 to 3 years. They're going to give him a chance to get his guys in there, you would think. I haven't seen the Saints play this season. I mean, I know they're not doing great, but I've always been a Kellen Moore fan. Back to his, Boise State days? You know? And I like backup QBs. We like backup QBs as head coaches. Shout out Doug Peterson. So, let's see. Anything else we should add to this stuff today, guys? At least the Eagles have the Raiders next week. Like, they really need that Raiders game. If a team ever needed the Raiders to come in, it's the Eagles right now. Chargers, Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs absolutely have to win that game. Same with the Ravens. Ravens are playing the Bengals, kind of a must-win. Steelers playing the Dolphins next Monday night. I think the Dolphins still have an chance at the playoffs. Cowboys should beat the Vikings. We got Indy versus Seattle too. That's so I like the games we picked to preview, guys. We picked some good ones to preview. I'm gonna record this off stream. I'll record our script off stream. Anything else going on in the wide world sports today? Oh, right 19 minutes ago, guys. I'm sorry. I'm late to the party. The Phillies brought back Kyle Schwarber on a 5-year, $150 million contract. I mean, we knew that was going to happen. Chiefs have won 10 straight versus the Chargers. So do you think that continues? Do you think it goes to 11? Phillies just announced a deal to re-sign Kyle Schwarber, finalizing a 5-year, $150 million contract. I think he probably wanted to come back. He's definitely a very popular player here in Philadelphia. People might not want to sign a older DH for that long, but I think they had to do it. I think they had to do it, guys. They didn't want to see him. I wonder if that Pirates bid came out yesterday. It was like, what, 4 years? 100 something? I think they had to do it just because of how good he's been here. So, Phillies re-signed Kyle Schwarber. Dodgers bringing in Edwin Diaz. That's a good signing for them. That's a good signing for the Dodgers. I agree, Dan. That's what I'm saying. It's like I did not see Kyle Schwarber not coming back to Philly. Especially with, like you're saying, with the Wawa stuff. I mean, Kyle Schwarber and Wawa are like joined these days, you know? Love the Chiefs this week. I agree with you. I mean, I agree with you. He's got to keep the plus because so we saw the Chargers in Denver play week 18, or I guess week 18, last week of the year. You don't think that game's going to be for the division? I was saying that the NFL might want that script. That's actually not a bad idea, guys, to look at like the week 18 games. See what games they want as their Lions and Bears week 18. Lions Bears week 18. Could be for the division, but I don't know. Chargers, Broncos, Ravens, Steelers. That's almost certainly going to be for the division right there. All right, let's predict the week 18. They'll probably make that the Sunday night game. Ravens at Steelers, because it'll probably be for the division. These are all flex games, I guess. None of these have scheduled times. Lions, Bears. Jags, Broncos. Flex 2 weeks to Sunday night. That's a flex game. Or instead of the Patriots, Ravens. We have called that is a big game, Dan Flynn. We have circled that game for the Jags. We have already penciled them in for a W this week against the Jets. I mean, hopefully, like I said, that is a Jag. So this Jags team is different. We're saying, is this Jags team any different? This Jags team is different. That's what they're saying on ESPN. They're saying the Jaguars should be taken seriously. Where do they have them in their power rankings? I agree with the Rams being one. I'd move the Patriots down a little bit. I'd move the Packers up. I'd move the Bills up. I'd move the Niners down. Jags at 8. They got the Eagles above the Bears, guys. I don't know about that. That's a good point, Dan Flynn. It probably will be for the second seed in the AFC. I'm surprised about this. I don't know. You can't be watching football. You couldn't have seen any of these Eagles games if you put the Bears. I mean, I know the Bears just lost to the Packers, but like, I don't know. I'm surprised. So you were saying, Dan Flynn, the Jags have a really good running defense, number 1 in the league. So you were right about that. I don't know why I didn't. Number 1 running defense in the league. It's not even really close, guys. Is the secondary a concern, though? When they start playing, that's what I. Number 1 run defense in the NFL is the Jags. I kind of agree with Frank on this one. I think the Texans. We've said this, guys. We said the Texans have the best defense in the NFL. Looking at some of the total stats, the Texans have, in terms of scoring defense, the Texans are top of the list. Least points allowed. Houston is going to be tough in the playoffs. We'll see how CJ Stroud. I mean, that defense is really good. Really good. And are going to keep them in games. And if CJ Stroud plays well, they just don't really have many weapons. I guess they have Nico Collins. I guess they're built for playoff football, though. I thought the Bears are a little disrespected in that power rankings being ranked behind the Eagles. I guess so, Caleb. I was not watching the end of this game, unfortunately. Okay, so it's 4th and 1. Who would we... Way better than Pats. I agree with that, guys. Who would you rather have? In the ESPN power rankings, they have the Eagles ahead of the Bears. Dan Flynn, I agree with you. Jaden Higgins, okay. Who would you guys rather have as your quarterback? Caleb Williams. All right, pick one of these 3: Caleb Williams, Jalen Hurts, or Trevor Lawrence. Who we rolling with, guys? Dan picks Hurts? That's kind of shocking to me. Trevor all day? And I bet, and are we going to have different answers? Dan, why would you pick Hurts over I can see why picking him over Trevor Lawrence. No offense, Trevor Lawrence. I know they're cooking down there in Duval right now. Jags fans are hot. You'd rather have him over Caleb Williams? Now, I was a big Caleb Williams disbeliever. Colonoscopy over all three? Guys, I think Caleb Williams is turning out pretty good. Better than I thought. Way better than I thought. I know Dan Flynn. Well, I think that might have been a thing in the past, though. I don't know if he's still doing that, and that's kind of why I agree with. That's why I was not wanted. I was gonna calling him a bust prematurely, but he's played really well this season, and he looked like if he looked better than Jalen Hurts when they played a couple weeks ago. He looked pretty good against the Packers, I thought. I don't think Ben Johnson takes that job. Okay, all right. So Dan's saying Caleb is all Ben Johnson, but I was about to say, Dan Chakowski, that I don't think Ben Johnson takes that job unless he has some belief in Caleb Williams. Interesting, Dan Flynn. So who would you rather have as your coach, Dan Flynn? Ben Johnson? We'll make a poll. Who would you rather have as your coach? Ben Johnson or Liam Cohen? I know. Well, we'll see what the poll says. That's the thing, Dan. Exactly. Could we imagine Jalen Hurts? That's a good point, man. It's a good point. Can we imagine what Jalen Hurts would be in a Ben Johnson offense? Looks like Ben Johnson's winning this one right now. Where was Liam Cohen before Jacksonville? Was he? You said he was. We got 4 votes. Thanks for all the votes, guys. Looks like Ben Johnson's gonna win that one, though. Sorry, Dan Flynn. Sorry, Dan Flynn. He challenged Robert Saleh on the field in San Francisco. I don't remember seeing that. All right, we're gonna leave Caleb Williams out of this discussion for a second, guys. We're gonna just who is the better. So now the poll, guys. Oh, I gotta look that up, Dan Flynn. Thanks for sharing that. I didn't know about that interaction. Now we got who is the better QB, Jalen Hurts or Trevor Lawrence. Decided to leave Caleb Williams out of that conversation, just for now at least. All right, guys. A lot of NFL talk today, guys. It's been great. It's been great. Kyle Schwarber back to the Phillies. Talked a lot about the Eagles' loss last night. If there was I'm with you, Dan. I'm with you on that one, Dan Chakowski. If there was a great offensive mind on the table. Oh, my bad. What the? Colts are going to work out Phillip Rivers. I mean, we were having that debate whether or not the Colts are a paper tiger or not. Kind of had an unfortunate end to that discussion. Kind of hard to see them coming back from here. Everybody's writing them off, though. So, got the Fly guys tonight. Flyers up against San Jose. I guess we got NBA Cup or something. The Sixers' next game is on Friday? What? So soft, and they didn't even play. They played like Sunday. They don't play till Friday. Whatever, NBA. I guess it's like that NBA Cup or whatever. Is that tonight? Maybe. NBA Cup quarterfinals action tonight. Knicks versus the Raptors and Miami Heat versus the Magic. I mean, I'm okay with them rolling with it, Dan. It's kind of like a fake competition in a way to me. You know, it's like, I just think it's not like the difference is with the additional, like the FA Cup or something, you know, like the other cups, and like they're different. Like the thing about the FA Cup is every club in England has a shot to win it. You know, it's like the NBA Cup is just like an asterisk title. You know, it's not even like, it's not a different competition. It's a competition within the competition. Like the FA Cup, they're those like the domestic cups of European football, which it's based on. Like they're different competitions. The FA Cup is different from the Premier League. You know, I mean, yeah, a team from the Premier League is probably going to win the FA Cup, but, and same with the other cups. That's what I'm saying. But like, that's the thing about American sports is we just don't have that. You know, we don't have that, for better or worse. Like, you know, there used to be, it used to be like that for baseball, you know? And other sports too, probably. I don't know as much, but definitely for baseball, like there used to be teams all over the place. So, I don't know. I think the Lakers was last year the first NBA Cup. American soccer does have that. I do think this Raptors team is good, guys. I think the Raptors are going to go far. This year doesn't look like they're playing well right now, though. They've lost 5 out of their last 6. What is the Thunder's record? They're like 23-1 or something like that? Pistons are legit, guys. The Pistons are legit. The Knicks, paper tiger, just getting ready to transition. Knicks, paper tiger. Celtics probably this year, paper tiger. It might be Pistons, Raptors in the finals. Or in the Eastern Conference Finals. That would be a good conference finals. Pistons, Raptors. Just getting ready to prime ourselves for the transition to the NBA come February. I don't know if you guys saw last night. They talked about Super Bowls coming up in the future. There's the Super Bowl on Valentine's Day a couple years from now. It's like, what? What NBA would hate that? What, Toronto versus Detroit, Dan, you're saying? come on, give the Pistons something though. You know, they've been terrible. Like, they've been bad for like 20 years. Plus Toronto and Detroit, like that could be a cool rivalry, right? Those cities are pretty close to each other, aren't they? My geography's on point today. The NBA would hate that. But, like, what would they like in the Eastern Conference, you know? Thunder are 23-1. 23-1. Guys, I didn't see. Did you see that a couple weeks ago they came out solid NHL? I mean, yeah, there should be a rivalry there. I don't know if that was the production. I have been saying the Raptors are going to the conference finals. We'll see if they end up doing it. But now I'm going to say Pistons, Raptors, and Thunder, Spurs is my call for the conference finals at this moment. We'll see what ends up happening, of course. Thunder 23-1. Are they just going to smash that all-time record, guys? We'll see. We'll see. Poor Pelicans. What's going on down there? 3-22. My gosh. My gosh. Lowly Wizards. 3-19. Wizards are the worst team in basketball. It's not even close. A couple teams tanking though. Nets are tanking. Pacers with Halliburton out all year. I mean, that's gonna be tough. Mavs. Clippers, you guys hear about the Chris Paul stuff? Dan, I didn't watch any of that Flyers Avalanche game. I was trying to follow it at the same time as the football was going on. It looked like they had a shot, though. The Flyers had a shot. Did they play them all right in that game? They only have 2 regulation losses. Damn. Do they have a shot at being one of the best teams of all time? Jeez. Is it like call it already? Caps are having a great season, guys. My DC fans in the chat. Washington Capitals having a great season so far. Just getting ready to transition for when eventually we transition away from covering football every single day. Got to get ready to have these conversations. Look at this Metro division. Flyers have more of a shot than the Phillies. Agree with that, but like, look at this Metro division. Not much b-ball. I mean, you missed what you missed. You can go back and watch it. Check out the replay of the live stream. We're discussing sports other than football at the moment. I mean, like, the Flyers are having a good year. Although it looks like they are a little bit behind in games played. Like, they're 4 fewer games played than the Rangers and some of the teams ahead of them. But yeah, even top to bottom. Are we saying that is the Western Conference already over? Like, is it worth like, should they just give it to I'm not like, how likely is it that the Avalanche that this regular season success for the Avalanche directly translate to playoff success, Dan, would you say? Because, like, you know, also you can look at, like, you look at the goal differential. Their goal differential is nearly, like, the Caps are plus 28, and so are the Stars. The Avalanche are nearly double that, plus 49. Stars are really good, too. West is taking the cup. See who says we never talk about hockey? We had a bunch of these teams on our best logos of all time bracket last night. Blackhawks lost to the Redskins. No, it's not. Avalanche is a good logo too. I'm surprised we didn't. We should have put that one in there maybe. So yeah, we'll be following the Flyers game. Starts I don't like just because the 7 o'clock stream time start, guys. I don't love the fact that these NHL games start at 7 o'clock East Coast time. It's kind of tough. Tough to tune in, especially for me when I got the stream starting at 7. Wayne Simmons, you don't want to fight Wayne Simmons. That's for damn sure. You guys, you don't want to fight Wayne Simmons. Got a lot of stuff to work with for our script today, guys. Thanks for helping today. B-Wall, you've been tuning into any Flyers, though? Or are you just, like, claiming fandom? Haven't even tuned in? Thanks for being here today, guys. The World Cup, did the World Cup stuff come out? I saw they had something over the weekend. We got the groups are somewhat out. I guess they really want the United States to go far. Looks like a United States, Paraguay, Australia. Seems a pretty soft group so far. And then they got these additional playoff path winners to be put in there. Guys, we're going to be getting some... I guess we'll be doing World Cups content come World Cup time this next summer. It's freezing outside, guys. Dan, you outside today, man? The U.S. had a big fight against Paraguay, Elena says. Dan, what do you think about... Did you see this? The 2026 World Cup. Let's go, B-Wall. It is sunny, though, but it's... You see, they got... They're going to have hydration breaks. Hydration breaks in the World Cup. 3-minute hydration breaks in every half. Is that the first time they're ever doing that, Dan? Like first competition? The sport has just gotten so soft. They've done it before. I mean, yeah, it's like that's part of like stick to your guns, soccer or football. You know, stick to your guns. Like that's part of why you're respected. It's because you play the 45-minute halves. Interesting, Dan. Shows how much World Cup I've been watching. Guess I could be watching more World Cup, guys. That is soft. All right, guys, we're not going to be soft. We're going to get our work done. You ain't tuning in, B-Wall? Why not? I thought they were warriors. Supposed to be warriors for their country. Plano level soft, in fact. Any ideas for lists tonight, guys? Any tournaments or brackets you guys want to do? Anything that's been on your mind? That's on brand / related to the topics we've been discussing tonight? What are those ideas, B-Wall? Okay. Best grandpa. All right, Dan, we'll do that. We'll do best grandpas in sports. That's a good one. That's a good one. That'll be tough. It'll be tough. Maybe. But it'll be good. Brett Favre. Phillip Rivers. Who else? Those will be the first two on the list. No. Elena. No. I don't think so. Elena says Chuck's got it easy. It's all right. We'll save those for tonight. We might do that tonight. Best grandpas in sports. That's funny. If Chuck gets in, he'll win. But I don't know. We'll think of the criteria. I know. There's not going to be many. Maybe Yager. It might be just like a 4-man bracket or something. Couple, 8-team bracket. We'll figure it out though, guys. We'll figure it out. All right, guys. I'm going to call this morning stream here for today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks for being here. We will be back on later this evening. Hope everybody has a great rest of your day. We will talk soon. Peace out, everyone. Thanks for being here.